guess they're just pussy then. We could fight about this in the ring or in the court. I don't care. I mean, I do care.
I was about to say, I care a lot. I care a lot where we fight it. I have confidence in one place
Fighting
and
in
not
the courtroom is some bitch shit.
Damn. Words.
Clink.
Yeah.
I forgot to say that. Let me just scoot up a little bit. Just a smidgen.
Just a smidgen?
All right. This
I was about to
is
say, we're already
episode 30.
This is order number 32.
Order number.
Yeah, number 32.
My bad.
Yeah.
Order number 32.
Yes, sir.
Wow, 32.
Yeah.
That is quite a milestone. Yeah, and
Don't I know it? Jesus.
yeah.
I remember 32. It's a long time ago. Jesus, man.
I just looked at the calendar. My birthday's in 3 months.
Yeah.
Turn 30 in 3 months.
How you feel about that?
It was cool until I was on Discord chatting with some people.
Mm-hmm. And they
we
call you old?
Nah, they did without saying it.
Oh,
because we were talking about like
they didn't get any of your references.
No. We were talking about like we were watching this video and it was talking about like apps that happened in like 2016 or whatever. And Vine was one of them.
Oh,
and he had said, he's like, yeah, I loved Vine. It was like one of my favorite apps in middle school. And I was like, huh? What? He's like, yeah, it was popular in middle school. I'm like, bro, I was a whole ass adult when that app was popping up.
Now you know how it feels, bro. Now you know how it feels. Every time I tell you something and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that when I was in high school and this and that. I'm like, bruh, I had bills by then, my guy. I was already living through my first existential crisis by the time that app came out.
Yeah. But we're not here to talk about that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
We pull back the curtain on your favorite bar and restaurant. Give you some insight on.
Ooh, he fumbled.
I did.
Oh.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the podcast where we pull back the curtain, give you some insight on what goes on behind the scenes of your favorite bar and restaurant. We like to call that the industry perspective.
There you go.
Got it. We got there.
Bing, 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 bing. Yeah.
We got there.
Yeah. What's up, motherfuckers?
More than 15 seconds. It's allowed.
I always hope to get past 15 seconds.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We're starting off strong.
Yes, we are.
First 15 seconds is always strong.
15 seconds. I can't promise you anything after that.
Like we said before, it's a sprint, not a marathon.
Yeah.
Better get yours.
You better get yours. I can guarantee I'm going to get mine. I can't tell you when it's coming, but I'm going to tell you when I'm going to leave.
You're not going to tell them when it's coming?
Nah.
Oh.
Nah. Not if it's coming early. You just... It's like blaming something on the kitchen. It's like, oh man, the kitchen's backed up today. It's like, oh man, it's been a while, and it's not been that long.
No, I just forgot to put the order in. No, I just forgot to put the order in. I swear to God.
We were talking about two different things.
I was trying to get us started.
Yeah. Nah, but it does feel like that. It would feel like that in my mind. Is the same way as when you forget to put an order in. Or if an order really is taking too long, you know what I'm saying? And you got to go back to a table or to a guest or something and tell them like, oh, I'm sorry, like this normally doesn't happen. And they always look at you like, yeah, you lying to me, ain't you? Yeah, but you're just so pretty. You got to compliment them. That's the only way to back
You
out.
know, I was kind of lost what we were talking about, and then
Yeah.
you reeled me back, and I'm like, oh, we're still talking about that.
Oh, yes. Yes, we
gutter.
are. Yes, we are. It's on brand.
It is.
So, how are things, man? How you been?
Slow.
Yeah.
But, getting out of January, so
Ooh, man.
starting to...
Bro, I don't know
ramp
who
up in business.
created... I apologize for cutting
No,
you
go
off.
ahead.
It's just... I don't know who created Dry January, but their mother needs to get punched
They
in the
need their
dick.
ass.
Like, straight up. Something. Because this is ridiculous, man. Who told y'all that on January 1st, you have to stop drinking?
Yeah.
Like, when did that become a thing? Because in my opinion, all that does is make those people who really think they're gonna or actually will take the time off and better themselves. I'm not one of those people, obviously, but some of those people try to get as much in as they can. They treat New Year's like his last call at the bar, and they go too fucking hard, and then they overcorrect and don't drink at all and don't do anything. It's like, bro, when you come back to the bar, you're gonna overdo it because you deprived yourself.
Like come Valentine's and then St. Patty's, like you're
especially St. Patty's, yeah.
fucking flat blacked out and shit. I have a friend.
Bro.
I have a friend that'll do that. Like he'll go long periods of time without drinking, and then come St. Patty's, he's already fucked up, and he's like, oh, this is why I don't drink. I'm like, no, this is why you don't take long. Like, it's okay to drink like every day, every other day, but that's why that saying in a lot of alcohol commercials, they say drink responsibly. It's not just a legal disclaimer. It's really good advice.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly. Like that's you need to take that as not just them being like, hey, we're not liable.
Right.
It's like, no, really, really drink responsibly because you're gonna be fucking blacked out drunk. Oh shit, that just reminded me. He'll be blacked out drunk on the fucking sidewalk, or as this happened this last weekend, this dude was passed out by our kitchen.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
Our
Where our cook does all of his cooking is it's located outside, and it's like one of those portable like trailer things that has all the stuff needed to like it's got a grill and shit. And this party that we had done, it was a private party. It was over, and I'm so glad I remember this. So like we're putting the chairs back and shit, and I had the back door open because we thought everybody was gone. I guess this dude snuck through at some point. I don't know when. He's a big dude. He was a big dude. I don't know how he got past us.
They probably thought it was security.
He was dressed kind of fly. I don't know.
Yeah, they thought he was security. Was
but
he black?
Yeah.
Then they definitely thought it was security. Straight up. Like on some real shit, if you see a big black guy in the kitchen of a place, you just automatically assume he's gonna be security or something. Like if it's someone you don't recognize, and they're dressed like real fly and they're in the kitchen. Not even just a big black guy. I said that for comedic effect. Any person over 6'3", if they walk to the back of a restaurant, no one's stopping them. They're just gonna assume they're security. So you can get away with a lot of shit depending on how big you are, because you just got to do it confidently.
Yeah. Well, we were all preoccupied, so I guess he was trying to find the exit, and he stumbled there, and back there it's like all the lights are off and shit because the cook was done. He went home already, and yeah, he fell asleep in a crevice. We didn't see him or hear him. He wasn't snoring nothing because when we left, we cut off all the lights, set the alarm, and left. We didn't hear nothing. My boss texted us the next day. He's like, hey, do you remember that one guy? He left his hat. He left his sunglasses. He left his phone. He left everything, you know?
His baby mom was outside looking for him.
Probably. Yeah. She probably left. I don't know. But, like, and this dude was drunk. But by the time, like, we were cutting people off or whatever, this and that, because I even noticed he was drunk, and I was going to cut him off regardless. But he disappeared maybe an hour before we were done with last call. So he just disappeared already. So couldn't cut him off. So by then he was already fucked up. Yeah. Like he just kept buying shots and shots and shots. His debit card was, you know, for use.
Making friends.
Yeah, making friends with everybody. But yeah, we didn't hear him or nothing like that. He texted us saying like, yeah, that one dude that lost everything, he passed out by the cooking trailer, and then I think he left at like 2 a.m. because he set off all the alarms. He just walked the fuck out. I don't know what. I hope he's okay. Yeah, I hope he's good. Whatever. Because where we're located is a little bit sketchy. So I hope he's good. He had a 7 a.m. flight
he
to
make
go
that.
to. He did not make it.
He didn't make that.
He did not make it.
I guarantee you that. That's for sure.
But that shit was funny as hell. Like, how did we leave? Because we walked through, and it's right here as we're leaving. We didn't hear shit. We didn't see him. Nothing like that. He was that passed out when you're just dead, basically. When people got to be like, yo, you good? You good?
Yeah.
You got to put like the finger in the nose.
Yeah,
he's breathing.
Yeah,
he was
breathing.
That kind of passed out.
Checking his chest and making sure he's moving. Yeah,
he was that blacked out drunk because he was quiet. He was quiet. So please drink responsibly.
Please drink responsibly. I actually have one from the same night. Okay. Obviously not the same bar. We don't work together, but we had you know, it was, to me it was pretty much a slow night, but you know, for the guests that were in the building, it probably looked like it was a little busy. You know what I'm saying? So it was a decent night overall, but we had this big group in the back, and they were just hanging out. You know, they had a server and everything, so I didn't really see anyone from that group the entire night. Because you try to keep your eyes on people. Because I had this happen on, I want to say Wednesday, where someone looked like they were okay when they ordered from me, and then by the time I put the drink in front of them, like, or no, not when I put the drink in front of them, when I put their card in front of them after they had paid, so the transaction's already over. Then you see like the signs of like, oh, maybe they shouldn't have even had that one. You know what I mean?
Some people are good at just masking.
Yeah, and that's what it was. Like they seemed fine. I saw them at the table. They were laughing, joking around, and everything like that. And then
that
next
gust
thing I know,
of
I saw them
fresh
at the
air
bar.
hits them, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Next thing I know, they're like, wobbly and everything. And I'm like, fuck, because my manager was there, and he's like, nah, I got you. I understand. And they didn't finish their drink because their friend was like, we got to get you out of here. You shouldn't even have paid for that. So that's a good friend, by the way, that makes sure that you're good. Well, on Saturday night, like I'm, binoculars on at this point because of what happened on Wednesday. I make sure I don't overserve anybody anyway, but this particular time I'm like really like trying to be on my game. And at the end of the night, we're saying bye, as people are walking out. And I look over and I see these two dudes and they're walking out, but they're facing each other. And I'm like, what are they holding? They're literally carrying this person out of the bar. And then behind them, another person has got two other people holding them up and walking them out. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's not a good look, man. Like, you may think that that's like, fun for you as a friend to see your friend pass out and you're like carrying them out. But for the people who work there, that's like one of the worst things that can happen.
Yeah.
Because now managers are asking questions. And if something happens, someone else is going to be asking questions. Like,
we're liable. And
exactly.
Shit like that.
Who served them, this and that. We're not trying to police your fun. It's like, we're worried. What if you get alcohol poisoning or you step outside and fall over and crack your fucking skull open? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that to happen to anybody. So it's just fucking, it's scary when you see people
that brings up two good like talking points. One, how do you cut somebody off? Like, how's your way of doing it? And two, I forgot what two was, but how do you cut somebody off?
Usually,
because when you gotta cut them off, they're at that point they're incoherent. They're everything is gonna be taken the wrong way regardless.
Right.
And they're gonna do any which way they can to bargain with you. And like you said, you don't want to police their fun, but it's like, hey, we're not doing that. We're just trying to make sure you drink responsibly, and we're doing this for many reasons. But how do you go about it?
Usually, it kind of depends on if I've actually been the person serving that particular guest. If I've been serving them already, obviously they're going to feel like they have a bit of a rapport with me. We have a relationship at that point. So you don't want to damage that, especially if they haven't paid yet. So I just try to be as friendly as possible while also explaining, hey man, I'm sorry, I just can't serve you anymore. And then if they ask why, I tell them why. Like, hey, you look a little too drunk, or you were stumbling. I'm looking at you trying to read the receipt and you're doing all of this kind of stuff.
Your handwriting's progressively gotten sloppier.
Yeah, like those signs of intoxication that we're always looking for. When I'll let them know. Like, I've seen people be like, oh no, you're cut off. Oh, because you're drunk. And they don't say anything else and they just walk away. You're pissing that person off as well, because like you said, they're automatically going to take everything to heart. So I just try to be as nice as possible while also letting them know, hey, if I could serve you, I would, but because you've already passed that level, for the sake of you and me, I can't serve you anymore. And usually I've almost never had a problem. It's been very rare. Very rare. Yeah. What about you?
I just try to tell them straight up, like, hey man, I'm sorry, I can't serve you. Manager said I gotta cut you off. I blame the manager. I displace all blame. This doesn't
usually happen. I usually don't cut people off, What I'm saying?
I displace all blame. It's not my fault. I'm like, hey, my manager said I gotta cut you off, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, 9 times out of 10, managers are gonna be okay with that, because they would rather take the flack from that than for you to be the one to deal with that shit. Because what are they gonna be like? Oh, let me talk to the manager. Well, the manager's the one that said you cut off.
Yeah.
So that's usually the route that I go. Like, hey, sorry, man, my manager said I got to cut you off.
Yeah.
So
I think I've always been scared that if I say that, and then
the manager's gonna be like, I didn't say shit,
and they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Now I look.
Manager standing right behind him, like, I didn't say that shit.
Lying ass motherfucker over
there.
No,
tell him why you cut him off.
Yeah. I mean, but that's also not just with getting your friends too drunk, like getting your dates too drunk too is like
It's weird.
that's trash,
It's
man.
weird.
That's real trash.
It's weird. It's weirder and trashier if you're
Nah,
not
trasher. I like that.
trash. Yeah,
Yeah, you
trasher.
just trasher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's if you're not getting as drunk with them. Like if you're not matching with the drinks or like trying to meet their level,
It's predatory.
it is very, very predatory.
Very predatory.
Because at
for
least
real.
if you're like going drink for drink or making sure you're on the same level, you're trying to have as much as fun as they are and make
Mhm.
sure you guys are like, somewhere. It sounds stupid, but if you're the one giving them as many drinks as possible, it's predatory. If you're on the same kind of level,
Mhm.
it's I don't want to say nobody's at fault for anything, but it's like you're not being predatory because you're like, oh shit, well,
You're
I want to
just
have fun too.
I
Like,
understand what you
get what I'm.
I
You get
understand
I'm
what
saying?
you're getting
Okay.
at. You're saying
Thank
that
you.
you're not trying to get the person drunk. You're just trying to have a good time. So therefore you're drinking when they're drinking because
Mhm.
like, hey, I'm trying to match your energy. I'm not trying to, get you as drunk as possible. So maybe you'll think I'm cute
Yeah.
at the end of the night
Yeah,
or,
it's not that.
like I just hate seeing that. And I'll say this on both ends. I don't like seeing it when it's predatory, obviously, because like fuck you if you're doing that to
Yeah, that's
people.
trash.
Straight up, like fuck you. If you need that to get laid, then
You got no game.
You need you need to go invest in some game
Mhm.
or some stocks and bonds, man. You need to make you some money, something. But being a predator, that's not the way to go.
Yeah.
Fuck that. And I'm not gonna help you. I hate when guys try to talk to you and be like, "Come on, man, I'm trying to get her another drink," and I'm looking at the person, I'm like, "Yo, she looks like she's had enough, bro. Come on, man." Fuck you.
Yeah.
Even
fuck
if
you.
I know you, fuck you. I'm not giving you a drink to give her. Especially if, like you said, they walk up and they seem fine. Nah, fuck that. But I also don't like people who go out and try to do drink for drink, shot for shot, and trying to keep that energy like on a date or whatever. Because like, what kind of date is that? You're not really getting to know the
Yeah.
person, which is the whole purpose of the date, in my opinion. If you're just trying to have, drinks and just get trashed, and yeah, there's no predatory behavior, but you're also just like, well, if I get wasted, I get wasted. Then go to a park
Yeah.
across the street from your house, so you don't have to worry about, trying to get home.
And
like,
this-
find another place to do that. Don't go do
Yeah.
that at the bar because no one needs that behavior either.
And this isn't like a dating advice podcast, but
Yeah, because I definitely can't give any. Shit, the way my years have been. Fuck.
but like, if you're having drinks and shit and you ask your date like, hey, you want to know, and they say no, your immediate thought shouldn't be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go get another one then. Be like, no, all right, well, maybe we should move on. Like, look for those key indicators. Like,
Yeah.
all right, well, if they're done, then we either move on, go somewhere else, get some food, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen that where they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll get another one since she doesn't want one, and now they gotta wait for you to finish your drink or whatever it is. Like they're giving you that cue, like, well, I'm done for this at this point right
Yeah.
now. That's not an invitation for you to get another drink, because then if you do that, now you're enjoying yourself more, and then now they're just kind of
Right.
stuck there. So again, that's not dating advice. It's
Yeah,
just,
don't hold somebody hostage
Yeah.
just because they were willing to come and hang out with you
Yeah.
either.
and
you
and
know.
you think if you get another drink, now it's like, oh, well, now you got to stay longer because
I
we're
hate that, man.
holding them hostage.
I
Yeah, man,
really
that
fucking
shit
hate
fucking
that.
sucks.
I
And
really
it
hate
hurts to
that.
watch because you're just like, oh, dude. And they're kind of, and they give you all the body languages, folding their arms, crossing their legs,
Mhm.
whatever, this and that, fidgeting. It's like they want to go home.
And also, let's
Same thing
let's-
with friends too. Friends do that too. We'll be like, oh, you guys get
Yeah.
another one? All right, I'm gonna grab another
that's what
beer.
I was about to say.
They'll grab
man.
a beer or something that takes
Yeah.
longer to drink. It's like, dude, your friends want to go home.
Yeah, it's not
Go
just it's
home.
like you said, it's not a relationship podcast.
Yeah.
It's not just when you're on a date, like period. If you like read the room. And if the room is having fun, but the people you brought into the room are not and they don't want to be there, then talk to your friends and be like, hey guys, I want to stay. If you want to go without me, deuces. Go do what you got to do. I'll go make some friends here, or I'll just sit here and have a drink by myself, or I'll go talk to the bartender or whatever. But don't hold your people hostage just because they came out with you, and stop
'cause-
forcing drinks down people's fucking throats. Because I'm tired of people coming up ordering from one of us and saying, "Oh, let me get 4 shots," and then you see one of the people in the group, I don't want any. Nah, get them one anyway. They said they didn't
no.
want any.
They said no.
Yeah, but we're all doing them. But they don't.
Yeah.
No means no. And you heard it here first. I hope you haven't heard it here first.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Like, if you made it this far, you've never heard "No Means No."
Oh
Right.
man, but yeah, it is good to backtrack now.
Yeah.
That dry January is coming to a close, and now we're going into
Oh my
Valentine's
God.
Day and all this shit. So get our money up so we can back in the studio.
Bro, for real, man. Trust us, it's been killing us not being able to get in the studio either, between scheduling conflicts and dry January. Like, we still got to pay rent. You know what I mean? Like, studio time isn't free.
Because then now
Yeah.
we're just like working paycheck to paycheck for this month
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Because we just paid rent, and I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
I got at least $200.
I'm waiting
till
for that next paycheck. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Fuck, man.
I already spent this one.
That's when I'm sorry. Let me
No, go ahead.
because I'll forget it. That's when you do that. Like you tell your coworkers, like, hey man, I know you work Tuesdays, but you know, I'll take your Tuesday if you want. Like you're offering to take their shift, but not out of the kindness of your heart.
You're always the one who goes home early.
Yeah,
Like,
and now you're just like,
if you
I'll
want
do it.
tomorrow off, I'm gonna take that. I'll take that for you
because
It's
I
like,
did that shit.
yeah.
And my coworker, she called me out, and she's like, I appreciate it. I know you're not doing it out of the kindness of your heart, but because your wallet's hurt. I'm like, yeah, I'm right. I am.
It is hurting.
I will take
man.
that shift if you don't want it. Let me know.
Well, remember a couple weeks ago when we were talking about in response to not in response to the video, it's just that was one of the things that sparked that particular conversation when Corey was here. Shout out to Corey. But where people think that we're just making all of this money and we're doing this and that, and we're like, bro, you don't understand. Like, I might make money tonight and then I don't make any more money for like 4 days.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not us working a 9 to 5 with a schedule of 4 or 5 days a week so we know what we're going to take home. If you have to call out because your car breaks down or you have an emergency, or if it's so slow because people are fucking celebrating some weird ass holiday that says you're supposed to stop drinking for no fucking reason. Like, more people celebrate dry January than actually getting up and going and working out and using the gym membership that they will pay for and not use.
Or any other resolutions they put, whether it's like hiking or you know,
just going
getting
for a
up
walk.
early to do this and this and this.
Yeah. You got to do the work, man. You got to do the work.
It's not going to do it itself.
Yeah, and it's definitely not going to do it itself. And guess what? We're still there, even though y'all ain't coming out. And then y'all want to show back up in February and March and be like, hey, man, how you been? I haven't been drinking the last 2 months. Sorry, I haven't seen you. How you doing? Motherfucker, I am hurting.
How do you think I'm doing?
I'm hurting, man.
I'm glad to see you. How many drinks are you going to buy?
Yeah, something. For 39 cents a day, you can sponsor this bartender.
You can sponsor a bartender.
Like, come on, man. You're killing us out here, man.
It does suck to have that shift to shift, paycheck to paycheck kind of thing. Like, January is definitely one of those worst. So I'm glad that we're getting out of that, and looking forward to Valentine's Day.
Yeah,
not for the reasons you guys think, because it's those what do they call them? Like whatever restaurant, whatever thing you work at usually has some kind of thing where it's like like an event or whatever. Like, people come in, people are gonna come in and dine and go out. Valentine's, like, that's what I mean.
Like major holidays.
Yeah,
and
Valentine's is one of those where it's like people,
the...
you're gonna get some business in at least the week leading up to it or the week of.
Yeah,
because people are gonna take a date.
Shit, I remember this time last year, before Valentine's Day. Remember, we were supposed to head out of town that weekend, and then at the last minute, I ended up having to work on Valentine's Day. They're like, "Hey, man, we need somebody to work tonight," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm supposed to be going out of town to go see some of my, family that I haven't seen in like 2 years." "Yeah, no, we need you to work today." All right, man. Because everybody else who could work it was either working another job or had already requested it off because they were going out for Valentine's Day. And I was the only person that was off because I requested it off for an actual good reason, and ended up having to end up working that night and barely made any fucking money because nobody tips on Valentine's Day. Because they're spending all their fucking money on Valentine's Day. So we're the last ones to get taken care of.
That's not nice.
Yeah.
And we're the ones taking care of them.
Because you didn't think ahead. Lazy bitches.
You know what's been really pissing me off, and I've I've seen some friends talk about this, and
Okay.
I was reminded about this earlier too. Um, fucking those certifications, man. Like to like serve alcohol, whatever, this and that. They always come up with some new shit. Like there's one called like
Mm.
the RBS or some shit like that,
Yeah,
and
I've heard about that. I
and
haven't had to take it yet.
it's always some new shit. And my thing is, it's why? What's the fucking purpose of it? What is so different from this one? I fail to understand, and I don't think I will. What the benefit is of doing these certifications, because not every place is implementing them. So what's the reason? I'm trying to grasp my head around it. I haven't done much research on them, but it's fucking annoying that I have to take an hour or two out of my day at home. I'm not doing this at work. I'm not getting paid for it
Yeah.
to go do this fucking certification for what? What's wrong with my other one? And this is no shade to the businesses that in like implement this. I just don't understand why they are and why it's being asked of them to do it. What is
Yeah.
with these fucking certifications that keep coming out year after year, 2 years, whatever the fuck it is? Why do these new ones keep coming out? Like what the fuck? What's wrong? What's wrong with the
why haven't we
certificate?
gotten an actual explanation for it yet? That's one of the
It's
main
just like, hey,
things.
you got to do this. Why?
I don't know
I don't know.
because they said so. Who the fuck is they?
What's wrong with the
Yeah.
other one?
I don't.
It's this and that. I'm like, dude, what's? Oh my god,
You
it's
mean
so
that
fucking.
thing that took me a whole day to get done to be
Yeah.
certified so that I could work here is no longer
Oh my
valid?
god.
Oh no, it's still valid, but you now need to do this one for a whole day and then pass that to do the same thing you're already doing. And this isn't going to teach you anything more.
No, you don't learn
We just
anything.
have to get you to do that because someone said that we
It's
have
the
to
same
get you to
answers
do
on the
it.
test.
Yeah.
Exact same answers.
Yeah.
It's common fucking sense. And if you're working in the service industry, 95% of us have it.
Yeah.
So it's fucking irritating, man. I fucking hate this shit. It needs to stop. Like it really needs to fucking stop.
The cost of certifications is too damn high. Like,
And
man.
and since I'm on a little
Yeah.
tangent here of
Hey, go
shit
off.
that's
Talk your shit.
all right. So I did do a little bit of research on this, but I'm gonna
Okay.
start with my ignorant take. Is
Choose ignorance first. Yes.
yeah, for sure,
I like it.
So one of my jobs took us to a restaurant for our holiday party and shit like that. It
Okay.
was really nice, very fancy.
Oh shit.
It
Whenever the octave changes like that, you know there's about to be some shit on the back end. I hate it when someone gets ready to tell you a story and then it drops. It's like,
it's a roller coaster.
fuck these motherfuckers. So go off. Come on.
Yeah, it was really nice, really fancy. Food was delicious, like chef's kiss, right? Drinks were great, this and that. Come to find out, it was a Michelin star restaurant, like 1 Michelin star, and it kind of had me thinking about like this whole like you hear that phrase and term, and for those of you that don't know, I will try my best to explain it. But a restaurant that has a Michelin star, I think it's like what 3 out of 3.
So like, I honestly don't fucking know.
I think
I think I've heard there's 4.
There's 4.
I think I've heard.
Okay.
So here's the thing, though. If you can't tell, we're extremely fucking ignorant about this shit because it doesn't fucking matter to us. Where we work and where we live our lives and whatever we do. As far as I know, Michelin makes tires.
Yes. And
And
exactly
they
for those
also tell you how good your restaurant is.
and that's my issue is why the fuck
Yeah.
does a fucking tire company dictate how good a restaurant is and their food when they make fucking tires? It blows my mind that they decided like, hey, we're gonna rate your restaurant and because we said so.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's fucking stupid. Like it somebody compared it to like the Guinness Book of World Records that it's Guinness, the people that make the beer. They're the ones that do the world records. It's like, oh, well, who gave them the authority? It's like, well, it started off as a whole bar thing to settle bar arguments, which makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like a Guinness Book of World Records, like, hey, we're gonna determine and dictate what is fucking incredible, and you are the one that can do that.
Right.
To settle arguments in the bar. That makes sense. But a fucking tire company to be like, yeah, you're not deserving of this prestige. Like, bro, you make fucking tires. The fuck you mean
Well, not
prestige?
not just that. I want to make sure that it's clear that that's not just what we're focused on. I know that's the one that
Yeah.
really has you riled up. That was what had me riled up in the beginning when I first heard about it like years ago. My problem with the whole Michelin star rating is it's not rated by the people who go to it. It's rated by the people who finance it and the people who finance the people who finance it and all this other shit. And if our fucking page gets taken down tomorrow, you know that it's the militianati that came after us and shut us down because we were talking too much shit. But on some real shit,
Big tire man's gonna pop
Big
his door.
Tire, he's gonna burst through like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh,
no.
Oh, no.
Yeah. But nah, it's like I don't understand. I don't understand, like, if you're not the person who goes there on a week to week basis or a month to month basis. The regulars should be the ones rating a restaurant. The
Oh, for
people
sure.
who go there
But they get Yelp.
and enjoy it.
Yelp.
That's bullshit because that's paid for as well.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
true.
that.
Yeah, that's
Fuck Yelp. Yelp has been turned into a weapon.
Yeah. South
by
Park did a whole thing
Karens
about
and
it.
Kevin's all over the world.
Karens and Kevin's? I thought it was Chad's.
Nah, Karens and Kevin's.
Kevin's?
Chads just go through and punch the walls.
That's Kyle.
Fuck this. Nah. Oh,
That's Kyle.
That's a Kyle?
That's a Kyle.
Which one's the Chad?
Chad's
Chads pop their collars.
popped their collars.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, they wear Sperry's and shit like that.
The what?
Sperry's.
I don't even want to know what that is.
shoes.
Anyway, nope. I didn't want to know. I don't understand why we have to adhere to a rating system that has nothing to do with us when we're the ones who actually pay to go there. Because the people who are being told that their point of view is so prestigious half the time don't even pay to go to these places. Or
No, they
even if
don't.
they do, it's because they can afford it because they get paid to go to these places.
Mhm.
And then you look at the fucking plate and it's like, what's that, appetizer? It's like $500. You know, I've met people, as have you, and I don't know if they've told you this, but I've met several people who have told me about how they've gone to this country and that country and had this exotic dish that was like $2,000, $3,000, and they were like, it was okay. I can get better food from a fucking food truck.
And that's the thing, like a fucking cheeseburger at your local fucking bar, whatever.
Yeah.
It could be like fucking best cheeseburger you ever had.
It's funny
But
you say
that's
that.
not deserving of a Michelin star. Like that's the best fucking
It's funny
cheeseburger
you say that
ever.
because the person I was talking about, the main person I will never forget, he literally told me and showed me the video of him eating a $1,500 Kobe beef burger in Japan while sitting at the restaurant that I was sitting at, because I don't remember where this was, but I was sitting there too, and we were, both eating, but they got a burger, and they were like, "This is in my top 5 of burgers." He's like, "And the $1,500 burger wasn't even my number one." So what did you pay for? He's like, "I mean, I'm a millionaire. I got to spend my money on something."
Yeah.
So that's a Michelin star because you got fuck it money.
Well, because it's also like the rating comes with like the service and it's all those things, but
Right.
but like the food should be the focus of it, not just. I get it's a whole experience, right?
Mhm.
We get that being in the industry, we understand like it's a whole experience,
Of
but
course.
like
Of course.
there can't be a rating for just the food. So now here's the other take, which is the more informed take. So the way the rating goes, and I think it's 3. I think because it's based on the tires. They created this book, the Michelin book of like places to
Yeah.
check out
Yeah.
because of the tires, because
Mhm.
they wanted you to drive more,
Mhm.
so you buy tires. So
Yep.
they created this book of places you should go and eat, to travel and drive, to drive sales for them, to for you to buy tires. So like I think a 1-star rating is like, oh, it's a good like stop. Like if it's on the way, you should stop there. 2 is you should drive a little bit out of your ways. So that's an even better restaurant.
Mm.
3 is like you need to absolutely go out of your way to go to this place.
Because you're wearing down the tread on your tires.
and that's what it was
yeah.
for. So people, not people, but these restaurants and chefs and everything like that were like, well, I need my fucking restaurant food to be on that book so people will go out of their way to come here. And I guess they created that culture and that prestige
Right.
was the chefs and restaurants and everybody that were like, well, we got to be on there. We got to be on there.
Yeah.
And it all started with somebody saying, like, well, I'm just going to make this book and
Right.
this and that. And people were like,
What-
oh, this is cool. I got to check this place out. And then so I guess the people that make the food did it to themselves in a sense.
Well, again, it goes back to what we were both saying
Yeah.
is that it started as this.
It started as this, but it deviated
How
so far.
does it become this?
It
and
deviated.
It becomes this because of this.
Yeah, it deviated so far from its original,
Right.
like from its origins, and I think that's what pisses me off the
Mhm.
most because it's like it's not this anymore. Where it's like, yeah, here's this handy, informative guide to check out these places. Now it's like you got to do this and this and this and this to earn this rating. It's like it lost its originality.
Yeah.
And that's what really does piss me off the most. Is
Yeah.
that it just diverted so much from its origin.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, who the fuck gave them the authority to do this? That's what pisses me off.
The people paying to go in there or not paying.
But the people that adhered to it gave them the
I need you to
authority.
watch the menu, my guy.
I saw a clip. I saw a clip.
I need
I saw
you
a
to
clip.
watch
So
the fucking
no,
movie.
I saw a clip and
Like,
it went pretty hard. So I'm gonna check it out.
Oh man, it was so fucking good.
But we need
It's
we need
so good.
we do need a chef to be on here to kind of give us a little bit more insight on there because this is our take, my ignorant take based on the information I've gathered and what I've seen. To me, I don't think that doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Like a Michelin star rating, I don't think that doesn't mean shit. And that's no shade to them or whatever. That doesn't mean shit to me. I don't think it holds no weight or value to me. And not saying I'm somebody, but like I'm just like,
I don't drive, so why would Michelin stars matter to me?
But like this Kobe beef burger
Yeah.
to me pales in comparison to this local burger at this bar.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's just what it is.
I'd love to get a chef on.
Yeah.
Most of the chefs I know are in positions where like if they came on our show, they'd have to worry about getting fired. So, we're gonna have to find the chefs. Chefs hit us up, hit him up.
You know
Don't
somebody?
hit him up.
Yeah, he's
Talk
not gonna
to him.
respond.
I got too much going on right now.
But yeah, I just had to get that off because it's been weighing on my mind.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I've felt the same way, which is why we both went off on that. I don't care what a booklet or whatever by some rich people, some coonty coons.
Because the same thing goes for movies and like critics and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just one person and that's their, at the end of the day, they have a personal preference.
Right.
And they're speaking for
they
everybody.
don't even watch the same movies that I fucking watch.
Yeah.
So why do I care what they think of
They
the
don't know
movie?
the backstory of this
Right.
character and all this lore that comes with it and shit like that. Like you don't know what
Or
you're
maybe
talking
they just
about.
don't like dick jokes.
Or
like
maybe they
dick
don't like
jokes.
dick jokes.
If you don't like dick jokes, then we ain't gonna like the same movies. I don't need too many of them.
Yeah. Like
I mean, there is this thing as there's such a thing as too many dicks. You don't need too many dicks. All right.
some people would disagree.
If I'm in the room, I should be the only dick in the room. That's how I feel about it.
Oh my god.
That's like sharing a well.
Yeah. It is. I hate sharing a well.
I hate sharing a well. Which
hate
is
sharing
why
a
I will
well.
never have a threesome with a guy. There's got to be two girls. That's a threesome. If it's a guy, that's a train. And we're sharing a well, and I'm not sharing a well with nobody. Excuse me. Can I get up in there? I need to make a drink real quick. Can I get in here? Like fuck that shit. All right. When it's time for me to make a cocktail, it's time for me to make some motherfucking cocktails.
Oh my
Bro.
god. That did not go the way I
that's
thought it
like-
was gonna
that
go.
was actually one of the most awkward vacations I've ever been on. Was someone tried to get me into a threesome, and it was a dude, and I was like, "Bud, you know you're a dude. Why are you asking me to join you? We ain't friends. We ain't friends like that. Fuck that."
Oh fuck.
Anyway, okay, cool.
Yeah, sharing
All right.
but sharing a well also leads to
STDs.
I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. You can have that one. You can have that one. Sharing a well does lead to ticket times too, like increasing ticket times because
Whew.
if you're both having to like, like you said, I gotta
Yeah.
get in there, I gotta get in there,
Yeah.
I need this bottle,
Yeah.
and then it leads to like slow bartenders,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one thing that we both don't like,
No.
absolutely like on our nerves, because there's been times where I've had to have a serving shift,
Mm-hmm.
and I see, and being a slow bartender does not make you bad. Like
Slow doesn't mean bad.
we know
Oh.
bartenders that are really good, very knowledgeable.
Mm-hmm.
They're just a little bit slower than how we like to work. Whereas they'll do like they'll do
Sorry.
they'll do, they'll do like maybe 2 cocktails in the tin or whatever and do that. Whereas I'll try to do I'll try to bust out as many as I can. If that means I had to put fucking 3 cocktails in these 2 tins,
Mm-hmm.
boom, and then try to make 2 different old fashions at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I know I can do that, and I've tried, and I've
Right.
I've worked up to getting to that level. But being on the outside and being like, oh man, I want to just jump in.
It's
Like
hard to
tag me in,
watch.
please. Like I'm on the I'm on the line, just like yo, tag me in, tag me in. Like it is like fuck, just now go there like, you good?
Yeah.
You got it? You got it? And
It's like watching porn and the penis is soft.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, bro, you want to tag me in? Sorry, I can see you struggling, man.
Bro,
They deserve better.
I
than
can get it
this.
done, man. I can get it
They
done.
deserve better than this. We all do.
No, for real though.
Sorry.
Sometimes you do just want to jump in and be like, let me fucking do this.
Yeah.
Let me do this.
Yeah.
And
Which is even more difficult when you work there.
yeah.
It's because you can also
Yeah.
feel that way as a bartender or a server, barback, anything, a chef, whatever your profession is, especially service industry though, because we get to be around our profession so much more than other people with their profession. Like an iron worker doesn't go to an iron factory that they don't work at. You know what I mean? But someone who's a server, they're going to go to a restaurant and they're going to watch another server and watch how things are done there, which is why whenever people in the service industry go to restaurants and stuff like that, we're always stacking plates and doing this and that. And you're like, oh, I know you. You're like me. Yeah, I forgot where I was going with that. I just really wanted to say that part,
for sure. It's just
because I know how it feels to be on this side of the bar, watching someone. That was my point. Apologize. When you're on this side of the bar and you're watching someone work and you don't work there, you're like, oh man, it's so fucking rough. Like, I wonder what's going on. Like, are they new? Like, you start thinking of all
or
the
it could
reasons.
be like lack of confidence. Maybe they don't want to move too fast because of whatever this and that. I mean, it sucks. Excuse me. It just sucks having to work with somebody that is a slow bartender. And again, this doesn't mean they're bad. It could be whatever reasons they are for being slow. But sometimes when you're working with them, you're like, dude, let me just jump in real quick. Let me
But
say
also-
I can do this. Let me just jump
But also,
in.
let's also clarify that when we're saying a slow bartender, meaning like once it gets busy, if the place you're working in gets busy, you need to have the ability to turn it on and
It needs to be
do
a switch.
everything you're doing fast enough
Double
to
it.
get through that rush, to get through that wave so that it doesn't compound, it doesn't make it worse, it doesn't make it harder for everyone else, including you. Like we say, it's in the weeds or when you're drowning. Like when we're saying a slow bartender is like, okay, maybe you're working at the wrong place.
Yeah.
If you have this speed and you work at places that speed is allowed, you need to pay attention to, hey, this is the type of place I could work
Or
at.
you're just in the wrong position at that moment. Like,
True.
it should be okay for example, like somebody like me. If I'm in the serving position and I see one of the bartenders is in the weeds and one of them is just sweating fucking this and that, and the other person is just, not taking their time, but just moving as fast as they can. It's like, yo, can I tag in real quick? Let's just get through this. Let me do this so we can get out of the mud. Like that should be okay. You're in the wrong position. You got a first baseman who's actually a second baseman, and it's like they can't do it.
Yeah.
Or a catcher that's being a pitcher. It's like, no, you need to put in the right person, even if you got to take him back out and swap it in once it's done. But yeah, it's rough to see when you're standing there like, dude, I can Not saying I could do a better job or I'm better than you, but it's like I know I'm quick enough to help us get through this.
Mm-hmm.
So just put me in, coach. Put me in, and then we can go back to the way it was. We just got to get through this.
Yeah.
And but
It's a very tough
and
spot to be in.
it could be taken as like an ego thing, and it's not. It's definitely not. Like I don't want that. I don't want that misconception to be had. Like it's not about, oh, I'm better than you, so I know I can do this. It's like
Right.
it's just I know I can for this moment.
Yeah.
I know I can get this job
I
done.
know how to get us out of this.
Yeah, I know I can do this. I'm the right person for this job. Let me help us, and then throw it back in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they're probably better at something than I'm not. Like maybe they have a better repertoire of cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
Like right offhand, they don't have to look at it.
That was why I was laughing earlier,
Yeah.
because I've worked with bartenders faster than me, slower than me. There's one bartender in particular. I'm not going to say their name, but I know they watch the show. I know they do because you're on it. And they're definitely going to watch it if you're on it. You know who you are. Anyway, I remember I worked with them for a very short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I was most impressed with was the thing that I also would hear as a complaint from other guests and some other servers was like, they take a little longer. But then I would always respond, but their drinks are always fucking correct. They've corrected me on cocktails.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
And it's not that I think I'm just this great bartender. I know where my skill is. Yeah. And I know a ton of drinks, but I also know that there are thousands more I don't know. And if you tell me a recipe and I'm telling you this is how I make it, I'm not telling you you're wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this is how I make it, either through this is what I was taught, or this is what I read, or this is what I've noticed guests like when I make it this way. I've never had it sent back, especially working in this place, because a recipe can change depending on where you're working.
100%.
Because you don't always have the same tools. And I would always say about that particular bartender, and I'll still say that to this day, I was always impressed by their sheer knowledge of cocktails, knowledge on how to do it right. And they don't have to be as fast as me. Their drinks are always fucking perfect.
And that's what matters. That's the key component right there, is that the drinks are the same every single time. They're phenomenal every single time. Faster does not mean better. Like I don't know. I'm pretty sure we said that, but faster does not mean better.
But within the context of what we're talking about, when we're talking about being slow, the thing is their drinks never took too long. The drinks always took the same amount of time. Now, yeah, they would speed up if we got a little busier, but this person would never work outside of their own speed and comfort level. Mm-hmm. The drinks never took longer than they were supposed to. It's just that, okay, yeah, I might be able to knock out 10 cocktails within 2 minutes.
Their speed doesn't, what you give their me. Speed didn't match the amount of the volume of the business at that time.
But they were so steady that there still wasn't a drop off.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like, just because you might not be the fastest bartender in a particular place, you can also look at yourself and say, well, if I work this way, I can keep up, but keep my level of service the right way. But there are people who are so like ignorant of what their skill is and the room around them and just what they're doing. They may think, oh, I make the best drinks. It may take me longer. And it's like, no, it takes you longer and you're not making them right.
That sucks.
Be real with yourself.
Gotta get that ego out.
That's what we're talking about. I wanted to make sure we got to the root of that, is that we're just saying, be real with yourself. Take your ego out. Mm-hmm. If you can see that you're constantly sweating behind the bar, which we're not supposed to be doing, and you're constantly behind the 8 ball and trying to catch up and all of those things, all right, then look at where your skill is compared to what that place needs from you, and just say, honestly, money might not be worth it.
Yeah.
You know?
And again, faster does not mean better. I don't want that to be lost in translation. Because I know what I said may have been taken the wrong way, but that needs to be stressed, that faster does not mean better. Because the bartender I was looking at, like, man, I could do this better.
Yeah. Faster.
Or
you can do it faster.
Faster. Yeah. I can do this faster. You know, who knows how that may have translated in that moment.
Yeah.
You know? There was a moment where they did step away, and I was like, hey, man, you need help?
Yeah. He's like, yo, get in here real quick.
Yeah, and I went in there and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this. All right, cool. Boom, 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 busted it out. Helped them out for a couple of tickets.
Yeah.
That was it. No, I wasn't. It's just because they had stepped away to go get something bad, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
They just weren't there, and I'm like, yo, man, let me help you out real quick. You know.
Yeah.
So like they weren't present, so I was like, all right, you got tickets, I can knock these out real quick. Boom, whatever.
Yeah.
Not saying I do the job better, just like, hey, I know.
And maybe
time is of the essence.
And maybe they were just having an off night.
Yeah, for sure.
Could have been
absolutely.
But also at the end of the day, take your ego out of every shift. What we always say when you go to work, whatever it is you're dealing with outside of that building, you have to leave it outside the fucking door. Sure. If you bring it in with you, it's not just going to take you down. It's going to take all of us down with you. If you got to fake it, if you got to walk away from the bar or walk away from your tables for a couple minutes just to gather yourself, go do that. Mm-hmm. Take care of your mental health. Take care of yourself. Take care of whatever it is you need to take care of. But also remember, if you're at work, you got to take care of your peers because they're trying to take care of you. And they're also dealing with things as well. They have things and people that they have to take care of. So yes, this thing may be weighing you down today and you don't feel like talking about it. And it sucks that you had to deal with it just before you walked into work or it happened halfway through your shift. But if you go up to your coworker and you just say, hey, man, I'm dealing with something right now. I'm a little bit off my fucking game. I apologize. I just need you to fucking know. Like, homie, just hold me down tonight, please. Or hold me down for 5 minutes. Let me go in the back. I got to go in the walk-in and cry. I got to go to the fucking back alley and smoke a cigarette. You know, whatever. Communicate that shit.
They'll understand. Like, we'll understand because the same thing. They would want you to do the same for them. So it's, we're all on the same team. Yeah. We're all on the same team.
Definitely all on the same team.
Damn. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
All right.
You know what pisses me off?
What?
Oh, what? Well,
no, what
are we done?
You off? No, we're not done.
Oh,
this was what pisses you off?
You said, well, like.
I was looking at this and I was trying to decide if I wanted to say it's time for a segue.
God damn it. I was trying to avoid it.
We're doing too well.
Last week.
I don't know why I laughed.
I don't know why you did either.
Oh, man.
No, you know what pisses me off? Is guests that move furniture and don't put it back. And it happens so fucking much. But for some reason, this particular one pissed me off. One of the bars I work at, it's very narrow between the bar and the wall, where we also have tables. And the chairs we have are pretty big, so they take up a lot of space. So there's a two-top. For those of you that don't know, a two-top is a table with two chairs. Same thing goes for three-top, four-top, etc. And the chairs are really big, so they're lined up like that, being against the wall, give enough space for the walkway for guests to come in and out. One of them takes one of the big-ass chairs and puts it right there dead center, blocking the... I realize I'm painting a picture here, and the camera's up here.
No, it's...
No, they can't see. Your laptop. Yeah. So they take the big chairs right there, right? And one of the guests takes another big chair and puts it right here, blocking the walkway. And then that's fine and dandy and all, but we have people come in and they gotta like scoot up and they're in the way, basically. Whatever, they could have moved to another booth. They didn't want to. Fine. And then they got up and left, and he just left the chair there. And I stood there just, they paid whatever, and I kind of just stood there waiting to see if he would have been back. And he didn't. He's like, all right, thanks, guys. I was like, yep, have a good night. I didn't say it with a smile. I was like, just waiting. He walked out the door, and he's gone. And I'm like, son of a bitch. Just left it there. Mm-hmm. Was that there when you got here? No. Fucking put it back. If you're going to take chairs, if you're going to move furniture in a restaurant, whatever it is to accommodate you, it's not your job to do it. But like, if you went and moved it, fucking put it back. If you took a bar stool from this side and went all the way over here and it's out of place and it's in the way, fucking put the shit back. It's like, it's
put it away.
It's just
like get
it's
it
rude.
Out of the way.
It's rude. It's fucking rude. Even if you would have just like pushed it against the wall and it wasn't facing the table that it was originally at, whatever, it's out of the way. He just got up and left it. No, he scooted back. Scooted back, didn't even push it in. Just scooted back and left it more in the way. That shit pisses me off, man. Like, god damn, just put the shit back where you found it. Because if I had to go to your house and slightly unplug your chargers, unscrew your light bulbs a little bit, leave the fridge slightly open where you think it's closed, but it's not, so we're just wasting electricity and shit, you're gonna be pissed. You wouldn't like that. So don't do it at my fucking bar. That's it.
Oh no, I was gay.
That's all I got. I'm sorry. I thought about that and that shit pissed me off.
I usually a lot of times I try to think of not a counter argument, but a counterpoint, just so everybody out there can hear other sides. But on that, because I don't come to your job, move a whole bunch of shit to make your job harder, and then just be like, deuces, I'm out.
And not that it's a hard fix. It's fucking annoying.
It's not that it's a hard fix. You're absolutely right. But at the end of the day, our job, like service industry, is the most in front job that gets the least amount of respect.
Yeah.
People come in, oh, can we move this table and this chair and move this over here? Can we move this computer? How about we swing this TV over and put picture and whatever? Like, people come into a restaurant, a bar, or whatever kind of place and think that for the amount of time that they're there, that they own it. And it's like, bro, but what about everybody else in here who thought the same thing?
Yeah. You're not the only one.
Yeah, everyone else in here thinks they own this place while they're here because I'm spending my hard-earned money. Bro, yeah, we're all spending our hard-earned fucking money. This is America. America. Like, bro, if you take a chair from over here to over there, it's not that I expect you to take it back over there. But if you take it over here and over here is in my way, tuck it over there, or at least say like, hey, where can I put this chair that's not in your way? Or tuck it under the table, do something. But the amount of people that will destroy an area and just, it's like people, no, never mind.
I like that you stopped yourself. It might just be a personal thing because personally, I hate it when people move my shit and don't put it back.
Yeah.
Hate that shit. I hate it. I hate it. You know who does that shit? Fucking Wilson will do that shit. I remember there were times he would come over to hang out at my house. He would just start grabbing and touching my shit and then put it down. I'm like, bro, put it back where you fucking found it. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. If you're watching this, I'm fucking sorry. But he would do that shit. It would piss me the fuck off. He would grab like random knickknacks and start messing with it. And I'm like,
honestly,
like put that down. What are you fucking child?
Seeing the way his brain works is not surprising.
No, he did it. He did it at the last fucking place. I don't know if you saw it. He would pick up fucking coasters and shit and then just put it down like, bro, put it back.
But that's what I mean. Knowing the way his brain works is like, there's no forethought.
I love him to death, but he would do that shit and he would just not put it back where he found it, and it pisses me off. Pisses me off when anybody does it. Just put your shit back.
Honestly,
I'm sorry, man.
It's more so about just having the same amount of courtesy for your server or whoever as you would want given to you at whatever job that you fucking work at. Someone comes to your desk and takes your favorite fucking pen, or they move your keyboard over. Like, yo, I need it for a minute. Let me use this. Or they take your chair. Oh, don't let them take your chair because you weren't at your desk. And they change the height on that motherfucker.
Oof.
And they don't bring the chair back.
Oof.
And they don't bring the chair back.
Oof.
That's what you're doing to us.
Yeah.
That little shit. That little like gnat at a barbecue shit where someone's like, they're being annoying and you know they don't mean to, but they're not thinking about you.
Yeah.
If someone did that to you at your job, like, you'd be fucking livid. But we have to do that every single shift with a smile on our face. So all we're saying is like, just have a little bit of compassion for that, a little bit of empathy of, yo, you're not the only person doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a little bit that you can do to help, I know it's not your job, but it's also not my job to be moving a bunch of furniture either. You know why? Because we put the furniture where it was supposed to be before you got there.
For a reason.
That's the part that a lot of motherfuckers forget. Oh, it's your job to move the furniture. Yeah, I did. I took it from the back of the restaurant and brought it to the front of the restaurant, put it in front of that table, and then lined everything else up with it. And then you moved it to the other side of the restaurant for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Because you were like, well,
my friends are over there.
Yeah. And I like this chair, even though this chair doesn't even fit over there. I moved it. You motherfucker sitting on a fucking high chair, and everybody else is like this fucking low.
Right here.
Know?
Like, so guys.
Looking like a chubby toddler. Anyway. Honestly, we're at an hour, so we
are we?
Yeah, we might as well wrap it up.
Shit.
Might as well wrap it up. I know we got a couple more topics. Actually, no, we only had one. I felt like we did all of them.
No, you know what? Since this has been an episode of just talking shit, not really talking shit, but just
I don't know where this is going.
Things that I've been talking shit. I feel like I've been talking shit. There was I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible. I'm gonna condense it to like 2-3 minutes. There are terms that are thrown around in our industry when we refer to bartenders. People have called me a mixologist, and I'm like, no, the fuck, I'm not. I personally hate that fucking term. I think it's pretentious, and it doesn't fit me personally. Now, there are people that dive deep into mixology and are mixologists, people that can curate something out of different flavors, this and that. No shade to them whatsoever. Same thing with like the whole apron thing on bartenders. But it's one thing for somebody to call you like a mixologist or whatever. It's another to be self-appointed if you haven't put the work in. It's another to take it a step further and call yourself a cocktail alchemist.
What in the Doctor Strange?
That's
motherfucker doing sorcery over a cocktail. Take that. They come in with like,
bro, you just followed the fucking recipe
with some sugar, and they go with this. The Doctor Strange bay.
Cocktail bay.
Cocktail bay.
All you did was just
cocktail bay comes in with a smoker.
Oh,
and does
shit.
this. What the fuck is this shit?
Doing? That's not doing anything. Just take the fucking thing and go. You ain't got to fucking swirl.
You want to impress me? Smoke a joint while you make my cocktail. That's fucking impressive. Now I know you get down, homie.
Oh man, you didn't do shit.
Yeah.
You didn't do shit to that cocktail. You followed the recipe. All you did was add orgeat to it and make it look slightly different. I don't fucking know. Cocktail alchemist. You didn't do anything.
Yeah, I remember.
I heard that. You didn't modify the property of this cocktail and turn it into a different fucking element. That's
next motherfucker who calls himself a cocktail alchemist, I'm gonna burn him at the stake.
That'll be some alchemy. That'll be some real fucking alchemy right there.
But
that is some of the most pretentious
let's also
shit.
Double back after talking our shit to reiterate for those who actually are mixologists,
invest in their craft.
For sure. Years. That's not some shit you learn in a couple days, couple weeks, couple months.
A year of bartending, 2 years. That's not something
that's
you just
nothing.
That comes with like hard work. That comes with scratches, the bruises, the cuts, the lime juice, and everything. That's really getting mud under your nails and really being
you're
in the weeds
cooking
and shit.
Something and you're breaking this down and you're trying to be zero waste.
That is real alchemy.
Doing some real interesting and exciting things with cocktails.
Real innovative shit.
That is a true mixologist. I love them. I idolize a real mixologist when I see one.
Yeah, they're great.
The reason why we're talking about the term mixologist is because just like with everything, once people who have no idea what it means find out the word exists, they overuse it.
They just throw it out there.
I'm not a mixologist. I'm a fucking bartender. I'm good at what I do, but I'm a bartender. I am not a mixologist.
Yeah, you can't.
I know mixologists. I work with one.
Yeah.
I can watch the way that they will think about a cocktail from the beginning to the end, or from the end back to the beginning. The way that they can do what they can do to like take you on a journey in one glass. In one glass, they can just take you to places you've never even thought of. That is a mixologist. A motherfucker twirling some bottles or pouring gin into a bathtub on YouTube is not a fucking mixologist. They're a circus clown
Yeah.
with cocktails. Okay?
Fucking
Like, that is what we're talking about. That is trash. That is what brings our industry down and makes it look like we're
making fucking jungle juice.
oh my, like, stop watering down, literally. Like, you are the ice of the cocktail world. You
You're
are
the shitty
watering
ice.
us all down.
You are the shitty ice.
Please, it's the fucking chipped fucking ice that breaks up your fucking drink.
Yeah.
You're the reason motherfuckers want their drinks with no ice because you're fucking the game up. Please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop. Like,
Absolutely.
no one asked you to be here. And the true mixologists who deserve the limelight, who deserve to be recognized for their true craft, it's harder for them to even get noticed because you gimmicky motherfuckers are like diluting the fucking game. Like, stop.
Don't want to throw names out there, but it's really hard not to. It's really
bad.
fucking hard
It's
not
bad.
to throw out some names.
It's bad.
People know who we're referencing, or at least I hope so.
Some of the people
have
we're
an
referencing,
idea.
Yeah, and that's why
That's not
we
mixology.
don't teach cocktails here because, for one, it's not a bartender podcast. It's a service industry podcast. We just happen to both be bartenders. We
And
want
we're
to
not
show you what
mixologists.
it's like for us. We want to talk about what it's like for all of us within the industry. But there are some amazing pages and
people that can
amazing
take
content that you could absorb that can really show you how far cocktails have come over the last 5, 10,
give you a
50
whole history
years.
lesson in one fucking glass.
Oh my God, I got schooled last week by this guy at a wine and spirit.
I've seen
place.
it. I've sat in front of it. I've worked with people, same thing, that have schooled me on this, and it's like, this is where it came from. And I'm like, God damn, I'm not gonna use any of this fucking information, but that is fucking impressive.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him that, but in my mind, I'm like, this information is very useless to me, but I'll try to find a way to use it, and that is impressive. But it's not gonna help me be a better bartender. Maybe it probably will, but I'm not gonna remember it, so it's useless. In one ear, out the other. But that is impressive. Impressive as shit. Like, you could take celery and make a cocktail out of it. God damn. But yeah, the next motherfucker that calls himself a cocktail alchemist. Sorry, you're getting water thrown in your face. What?
Mixology is the BBC of the cocktail world. And if you don't have a BBC, stop tagging your shit with BBC. You're just a C. Sorry. You're in the wrong category. All right. So, yeah, I think we'll just leave it at that. Tag yourself accordingly. I got nothing else. See you at the Alamo.
Yeah.
Alamo Draft House,
February 19th.
from 7 to 9 p.m. We have an extremely exciting layout for what we want to do with that show.
It's free, by the way.
It's very free.
Absolutely free.
Very free.
Not just free, absolutely
yeah.
free.
And we'll be there at the Alamo Draft House from, like I said, from 7 to 9. And if you're coming down, we also have another place that we're going to go to, and we're going to get fucking wild.
Yeah.
After this show.
We'll say it when we're there.
It's going to get fucking stupid.
It'll be an opening night for some new music and
for
shit,
new music, a nice new night in downtown LA.
Gotta bring
some very, very exciting shit that
bring back
downtown
some
LA is
life.
trying to do. Yeah.
Bring back some light to downtown, man. It's for the time that we've been here, it's been far too quiet, and it needs to be back to what people have been telling us what downtown is.
Yes.
So
yes.
If we gotta be some of those pioneers to help that happen, make it happen.
Well, I'm excited to be a part of it, man. I see a lot of good things happening in downtown LA, which is great, for us and for everybody else within the industry that works downtown. Has just been waiting for downtown to recover. It's been 3 long fucking years, and for a lot of people who come into downtown and they're looking for things to do, they come in and they ask us, and I'm like, bro, I don't know. I've only been here for 2 years and it's been quiet the whole time. Like, I'm trying to learn where to go, but what's open, what's not open. And I love that we're getting to a point where we're going to start taking some of that away from Hollywood. Like, people come down here and we're like, you got to go to Hollywood. Nah. Pretty soon it's going to be like, you're going to come downtown.
I'm downtown.
And, not that we're a big part of it, but we're a part of it, and we're excited for that. We're excited to see
At least have a hand
where
in it.
downtown's going, you know. But yeah, February 19th, we really look forward to seeing everyone there who can, you know, get the night off, or you know, even if you can pop in for like 20 minutes, it's gonna be a lot of fucking fun.
Come
Trust
in,
us, you
say
want to
what's
be
up, shake our hands,
there. Yeah.
tell me I'm wrong and whatever it takes I have. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna change
Don't
my
tell me
mind.
I'm wrong. I'm too fucking sensitive.
You're not gonna change my mind. I don't care. I said what I said. Start your own podcast.
It's very Republican of you. Cheers.
Peace.